Good morning, crypto maniacs, crypto boomers, corona lockdown inmates worldwide. It's the voice of the blockchain here, Satoshi's big cousin, cryptography's finest champagne crypto. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Back with another Rona live stream. There's stuff happening. It keeps shaking and baking. Bitcoin sideways, but the legacy markets, there's volatility. I was just listening to Jerome Powell out there from the Fed, and he's making some statements. And what was the most interesting statement that he made? Someone's asking him, "You're not concerned about the inflation?" And he said, "That's not a concern at all." Okay, which was, I don't know whether to believe him or not, but he shrugged it off. He's like, "Oh, inflation is not a concern." So, I mean, I don't know what's that supposed to mean out there, guys, because they're throwing so much money out there. Maybe the physical cash is not as plentiful as people may think. I don't know. But apparently they're not concerned about inflation at all. So it's, all systems go, and they will continue to pump money in the markets, which for the short term, I guess it's a good thing, right? We know it's all funny bunny, but, maybe some of that money makes its way to the BTCs. And it seems like, it's what continues to float this boat that has a hole in it. If it wasn't for them throwing money around like, it's a party, I would say the boat would sink quickly. So they're doing whatever they can using what they call their tools. And you know what their tool is, right? It's called a money printer. It's real nice to be able to have one. I wish I had one. But yeah, they're using their tools. I think he's still talking gold. No, not gold. I think oil. OPEC meeting is going on as well. And I don't know if that one's finished, but expect oil to move. I know that once the meeting began, oil started acting volatile again. It took a little drop there. But, I'm going to be honest with you. Midterm, I think oil is going to stick around. It's going to come back. I mean, the economy is going to eventually open, and the demand for oil will go back up at some point this year. Now, will it go back to what it used to be? No, but we know that it got slammed. Right now, crude oil is in the $20 range. Last time I checked, it was like $26. So, I mean, to the midterm, going over 30, I think is a possibility. So, after highs of oil, I think it was like, what, at one point not too long ago, it was like $60 or something. So, keep an eye on that. How will crypto react? Crypto's just kind of following in the wake. It's there. It's not losing. I know this morning there was a sell-off, a big sell-off, a little drop from like 73 to 71, but then it was a rebound. Let's look at the markets, actually. You can see here's the Bitcoin chart for the daily, and then this morning it was a quick sell-off. And at the same time that the legacy markets were booming, and then now it caught. So I don't know if there was a whale here that sold off or what's going on. I would expect, guys, as Bitcoin gets closer and closer to 8, 9, 10,000, there's been people sitting on bags waiting for this halving event that may exit their position. That's the bottom line. So I'll expect some dip, dives, and slides with Bitcoin. Let me zoom out a little bit here, and so we're hitting higher highs about right now. So this is bullish. I'm still bullish for BTC right now. I think coming up to the halving, things may go up to 8, maybe 9, but I kind of doubt the 9. But I think that we may hit the 8, and that may be, in my opinion, the final pump before this halving. I do expect a dump after the halving, some, not silence, but some slowdown, some, lower volume, and then maybe again by the fall it picks up. I just don't see what type of an event, what rumors are really going to drive this BTC price after the halving. So let's see, So, if you're looking to take some off the table, something you may want to consider, maybe even take a, buy back in if there's a dump after this halving or sometime in and around it. I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that opportunity. Shout out to David Couch. Good day. Shout out to Mike Buono, Kaboomers, and Rafterman's here. Yo. Shout out to all the boomers out there. So if you caught my morning video, I gave you guys an update. I told you guys that, I'm starting to experiment with options trading on Robinhood. And, it took some time to do research, a few weeks of research to figure out a strategy, really, bang out the ins and outs of options. And so I started, and I already was up. But as a newbie, and I'll admit it, I'm a newbie. I've got very little experience. I didn't know that there was a rule to pattern day trading, and I learned about it this week. So apparently, you can't make any more than 3 trades, 3 day trades per week. If you do more than that, you're labeled as a pattern day trader, and regulations require you to have at least $25,000 in your portfolio, in your exchange account. So unless I want to drop 25K on it, I'm going to be limited to 3 day trades per week. Now, the way around it, and this is the new strategy we're going to have to adapt to, is intraday trading. So, not all in one day. So if you bought yesterday, you could sell today. That's basically the quickest move you could do. Buy today and sell tomorrow. You can't just do buy and sell in the same day. You can, but it's only 3 trades. So I didn't know that. And I talked to a friend yesterday about it, and they were like, yeah, you should, that's standard, but I didn't know. What's the business, champ? Shout out to Marlon. Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back there, Marlon. Just keeping an eye on these markets, here locked down with the Rona. Everybody's an inmate now on house arrest, and we're just patiently waiting. I was just checking out Jerome Powell there. He's probably still on. And it's funny, he's doing a stream on Zoom. And, Zoom, people are questioning their security. And I know that Google banned them yesterday. And because of that, I actually bought a put on Zoom that went up, almost doubled up in the same day. And I was trying to get out, but then I got flagged as the pattern day. So I'm going to have to readjust my strategy out there. So, I'm keeping an eye on these legacy markets, being that there's a lot of volatility. I'm going to experiment with this option trading and, see if I can extract a little bit of profits. I'm not hodling anything. I don't, the legacy markets are the funniest of bunny. So I'm not here to hodl. I'm here to make these gains and continue to hodl, sound hard assets. I mean, I want to get into more real estate, and I would expect hopefully this year for, there to be a little dip, dive, and a slide. And then, of course, you got the metals. Now, the metals don't pump, but they don't really dump. And they seem to be a better store of value than, they have been. Metals have been a better store of value than Bitcoin this year, at least. And, I hate to say that, but I'm going to hold that Bitcoin position for the long term. I have a position for the long term, but as we approach this halving, I may, take some profits, wait for a dip, go back in. I got my eyes on it. I want to make some movement. Shout out to CryptoZilla with the funny bunny. Marlon says you can't buy metals. No, you can't. We talked about this. Physical metals right now are very, very hard to get your hands on. People are charging a premium. I've heard a premium of as much anywhere from 50% to even 100% premium. They're doubling them up. Same thing with silver. Same thing with silver. So, I mean, if you actually want to hold something that's a hard asset in your hands, your option is kind of Bitcoin right now. It's kind of Bitcoin. If you want it, you can actually get Bitcoin and store it in your wallet. You can actually get physical possession of Bitcoin. Obviously, you know what I mean. It's a digital possession, but you actually have it. Once you got it in your wallet, you got it in your wallet. There's no gold out there, and the true price of gold is 2,000. Yeah, I've been hearing. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that the true price of silver is up there as well. I heard the true price of gold is even more than 2,000. But the fact is, the true price of gold right now, what you can get for it is $1,600. And that's reality. We can say, what we like or we don't, what is suppressed. But the fact is, right now on the market, you can get about $1,600. The U.S. is now over 24 trillion in debt. Gold now over 18K, says Nano Joe. Yeah, you're the one that actually mentioned that the other day. So, yeah, I've heard that it's worth more than 2K. You got Nano saying 18K. But you can't get 18K for it on the exchanges. So, that's speculation again. And it makes sense. But we're in a world, guys, and, I've said this so many times. Don't trade what you think you got to trade what you have in front of you. And what you have in front of you is a funny bunny manipulated market where gold is $1,600. That's the bottom line. You can get the paper gold BS for $1,600. Right. So if you're trading now and that's $1,600, it's paperwork, just like the other stuff. So if you want something in your hand, you're going to have to pay a premium, or if not, just get Bitcoin. Get Bitcoin. Get Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and check out the prices out here. Let me run down the legacy markets as well. Again, I'm going to have to check this again, but last time I checked, there was a direct correlation between Bitcoin and the legacy markets of 0.58. I think that number has increased. So that means more than half of the time, BTC is following in the wake of these legacy markets. That's for 2020. Now, it was different in 2016, 2017. I'm talking about right now, today. Okay, today, gold is 1,600. It's not 18,000. Okay, the system hasn't crumbled yet. And we got to deal with what we have in front of us. And what we have in front of us is funnier than the funniest of bunny. They're using their tools, a.k.a. the money printers. You got S&P up 2%, Dow up 2%. You got crude oil up 11. All right, crude oil. I placed an order right before I went online. Hopefully it got filled, but I kind of placed it on the lower end of the bid spectrum, so maybe it didn't. Crude is up 11%. This is probably because there's good news coming out of that OPEC meeting. Most oil's all the way up. Let's check out the bonds. Last time I checked, bonds were up as well. You got the 10-year at 0.76. It's down about 1%, but this week it went up. It was, at 0.58. So that's good. Obviously, it's not good, but I'm saying better than 0.58. This thing needs to go up. And, as it goes up, that's a bullish signal. You got gold there at 1675, silver at 1530. Carnival, booming. Carnival shut down. They're not going to run a cruise for probably another 2 years, and they're still booming. If this doesn't show you that the market's manipulated, then I don't know what to tell you guys. Carnival ripping 12%, and they're not doing anything. Guys, come on. Thanks, Chank. My Chevron stock is up. Just checked it since I bought it 2 weeks ago. Yeah, there's good news coming up out of this OPEC, I believe, because, just before I went on, I was like, oh, they're doing the meeting. I started seeing the movement. I said, let me drop a call, put an order on a call on USO, which is, let me show you guys what USO is. Over here. United States Oil Fund. And you could see, it ripped, and now it's pulling back. So let's see, maybe my order did get filled. So I've been looking at, some of these players. Yelp, I heard, today they laid off like a bunch of people. As soon as that news hit, boom, it went down. I wish I would have caught that earlier. SEO, this is another crude oil fund. It dropped, but then it rocketed back up. I guess this is when the news, when the OPEC meeting started, or right now they're probably still in the meeting or about to finish the meeting up. And how about JP Morgan running? Look at JP Morgan's gains. Guys, the banks, they're the banks are getting free money basically, and they're winning. Whether you like JP or not, they're getting money, and look at this today. This looks like an erection. So JP Morgan and Funny Bunny Jamie Dimon, they're up. UNH, United Healthcare. Now United Healthcare went up after Bernie Sanders dropped out of the race. Bernie Sanders is trying to push for, universal health care, which would probably negatively impact the insurance companies. Because they're, but now when he dropped out the race, which was yesterday, you see it shot up, and now it's kind of going down a little bit, but it did move up. And then this is the Zoom. This is the Zoom play that I did yesterday, guys. I bought a put on the Zoom, so I bet it to go down somewhere around here. This is when the news broke out on Google banning Zoom desktop app for their employees, because there is some privacy or security issues with the app, and which is funny to me because now Powell's using the app on the live stream right now. So whatever. Anyhow, it dropped a lot, and I picked up a put here. And by the time it hit down here, I had already doubled up. But like I told you, I wasn't able to get out of the position because of the pattern day trading rule. So I got to check on it today. Today it went back up. So So I maybe have lost some of the gains. Remember, when you're buying a put, you're betting on it going down. And talking, CryptoZilla is hitting me up with some news on Zoom. Let me check that actually, because since I got a position on Zoom, it's relevant to my bags here. So let's check it out. Adam Schiff says Intelligence Committee may conduct Zoom hearings during coronavirus pandemic. Schiff says he's considering using teleconference software Zoom to hold hearings into foreign election interference. When was this article published? Yesterday. Does it say anything about was this published before Google announced that they're not going to be using them? Because if it did, then it's a little late. But yeah, no, look, Zoom kapumped, right? Because obviously everybody's using Zoom to work, or not everybody, a significant amount of people are using Zoom to work from home. But it's being revealed now that it's not as secure as some people may like it to be. Now, further, I also have not my own theory, but a theory that's been floated out there on some of the chat groups that I'm frequenting here with these plays. And there's a theory brewing, okay? And I kind of mentioned it today in the morning. Someone's going to have to take the blame for this Rona. And it's obvious to me that it looks like the Chinese will be blamed. Okay, and the WHO will be blamed, and the tensions between the West and the East may escalate. Okay, we've seen, and if that's true, okay, perhaps maybe, again, this is all speculation. I'm just, this is all opinion. If that's true, you may be seeing companies that have Chinese stakeholders or that are linked to China somehow not being favored. Okay, now. Let me give you an example. I know Zoom is not a Chinese company, but somebody on their board or somebody at the very top is linked to China and the Communist Party. And now you're seeing it take a hit. I would keep an eye, again, on these Chinese influenced stocks or stocks that may have Chinese stakeholders, because they may not be favored in these stimuluses. Okay, if we're going to go and we're going to have a rivalry with them and things are going to escalate with them, you're going to see people trying to move out of those positions, maybe. Okay, so the strategy is I'm going to keep an eye on these companies and see if maybe we could bet against them. Okay? Right, you see, Zilla says, I'm already seeing countries saying that you will use Chinese debt owned to pay back for this virus. Exactly. Rafterman just dropped me $2. Thank you so much, Rafterman. He gave me $2. Questioning the 19 narrative. Right. Yeah. I mean, obvious. Yeah, it's obvious. I was looking at the numbers. There's less than 100,000 deaths worldwide, and they, because it's not we that made this decision. It's the powers that be have frozen the economy and put everything on a standstill. The cost of this are through the roof, all for less than 100,000 deaths. It just doesn't add up to me, guys. There's definitely other causes of deaths that have a higher toll, so that's why when it first came out and we were talking about it, I didn't believe anything. So who came out and told the world about the threats of COVID, and the world did nothing except for Japan, China, and South Korea, sick of people not taking responsibility for their actions. I mean, what we didn't do it? Everybody did the same thing. Okay, everybody did the same thing. They ended up locking it down. CryptoZilla said it may result in the CCP losing power, but it also could turn China going nuts. Right, But the point I'm saying is if the tensions escalate, there may be a play there. Zilla said Taiwan took steps in December. I didn't know that. Marlon says the orange clown was warned and took no action, as well as his counterpart in England. I mean, he did block flights from China when everybody was complaining. I mean, look, I know everybody wants to blame somebody. I'm not out here trying to point the finger. I'm just saying what the narrative is. Okay? I'm not even going to point the finger on Donnie, and I don't even care about Donnie. And I've been telling people Donnie ain't going to save nobody. I've told you guys a bunch of times. These Q-tards out there are, I mean, I don't understand. They still think that, Trump's about to take down the Fed or something. So, I'm not on Donnie's team, but I'm not going to blame Donnie for the Rona either. Okay, I'm not going to blame Donnie for the Rona. CryptoZilla said they heard the news directly coming out of China and no translation issue. They have a huge mistrust of the commies in the mainland. Yeah. Let's see. I mean, let's see what the narrative is. I'm just saying, like, what the mainstream narrative is, right? Like, the mainstream narrative is going to be, oh, this is the Chinese virus. And it's funny because I went to get some coffee this morning. I got some breakfast or whatever. And, I did a video this morning as I pulled up. And when I got the food and I was, getting my coffee, I talked to the lady behind the counter, and I was like, it's crazy how things have changed. Hopefully, things will get better. I heard that the curve is flattening a little bit, and then all that they were talking about is like, oh, this is the Chinese virus, the Chinese, and like these are people that they don't follow the markets. They're just working the coffee stand, and that's what their narrative is. Because they're watching mainstream news, so that to me seems like the narrative. Johnson says Bitcoin sitting like a rock at 7K. Yeah, it's there. It's there, and it's doing good. I'm all right with the price of Bitcoin right now. It's basically been trading sideways for a few days. A little dip there to 71, but it's looking all right. And like I've said, I'm bullish on Bitcoin as we approach the halvening. Taiwan says it was all speculation, but they put up their shields just in case. The Taiwanese are the Chinese that ran from the commies and Mao to set up the island as a non-communist island. It's a complete separate country, but China to this day says it's not. Yeah, I heard about that. I'm not really up on the politics in Asia, but I've heard people say Taiwan is really the republic of China, and then China doesn't want to recognize them, and again, these are the things I've heard. I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention to the politics out there, but we're going to have to, because that's what's going to be impacting the markets right now. U.S. could have took the same steps in January, but we were caught up with our pants down because we took all the pandemic defenses that U.S. had in place after Obama put them in place after Ebola. Look, in my opinion, this whole entire lockdown is an exaggeration. I don't even think that I don't know. There is no direct evidence that says that quarantine will be any better than just, keeping a distance. We're just assuming that quarantine's better. But, in my opinion, I'm not entirely convinced that locking down was the right thing to do. And I know most people will probably disagree with me, but I'm not entirely convinced. Again, these are my opinions. I'm not the guy making the decisions out there. But, considering the cost of the virus versus the cost versus the alternative cost, which is, locking everything down and so many people being affected. I don't know. It doesn't add up to me mathematically. It just doesn't, The CCC forces the world to say rock. I guess that's in relation to Taiwan, right? Rafterman says, unless you test all lockdown, no joke. I love the buzzword flatten the curve. It has a dual meaning because the earth is flat. Cute little mockery, but by the elite. Yeah, I mentioned that. I didn't mention it directly, but I've said that. I was like, yo, guys, we want to flatten the curve. And I've said it like a few times. It's funny. It's kind of like a double entendre. There's a lot of trolling going here. I think with things like flatten the curve, there's something with toilet paper that I haven't figured out. And then obvious, one of the biggest trolls, that's right in your face is, oh, the tiger caught the corona. Like, come on. The tiger caught the corona. I heard one YouTuber saying overall death stats are down from a year ago, same time frame, so less people dying overall now, even in a pandemic. Well, I came across a headline yesterday. It says that the overall deaths in March have gone down. Like the total deaths in the United States in March are actually down. Total deaths, are down. That's what I came across. Again, I'm not, verifying what I'm reading. When I'm just going through the headlines, I'm just sharing what I've read. That could or could not be true, but I wouldn't be surprised. Cryptozilla says Dr. Shiva's point about vitamins showing to be key to a body's immunity. Yeah, I seen Dr. Shiva, that's MIT scientist or professor. He's going hard, and he's like, fire Fauci, and he says Fauci is a fraud. He's writing letters to Trump, and he seems to think that this is an exaggeration as well, and it's not. That there's toilet paper equals SHTF. Okay. Rafterman says all lockdown is a joke unless all tested is what I was trying to say. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, basically I'm saying there's no evidence that locking people down is going to do any better than just social distancing. But you got a point. Yeah. If you're going to, unless you're testing every single person, then, how effective is the lockdown? And, I don't want to be, I don't want anything to do with the doctors right now. I'm staying away from that. I've heard all kinds of conspiracy theories. I've heard it's like, and again, I got to be careful what I said. This probably isn't true, guys, but I heard that some people believe that the way you actually get the virus is by getting the test. So, I've heard all kinds of stuff. So, if you don't have any symptoms or anything, I would stay away from the doctors. If you're not feeling bad, I wouldn't look for a problem. Cryptozilla is talking about vitamin D. Yeah, I'm taking vitamin D. Johnson Cackery says Dr. Shiva. Yeah, Dr. Shiva, guys. Check him out. Let me show you him on, I think, yeah, he's on YouTube, on Instagram. He's a professor, or he's from MIT. Yeah, this gentleman. Dr. Shiva Ayadurai. And, watch what he's saying, but he's going hard writing. He's not believing the narrative either. And this guy holds 4 degrees from MIT. He's the real deal. Bill Gates say we won't get back to normal with stadiums or crowds till we have a vaccine, stupid guy. Yeah, Bill Gates looks funny, bunny. Marlon says, I have no doubt we will reach 1 million dead in the U.S. I do. I do. I'm not. I do. I don't think we're even going to get over 100,000. We're only at like 8,000 right now. And they told us 2 weeks ago that this week was going to be the worst week. So, I disagree. And hopefully, I'm right. And, and you're wrong, because I wouldn't want to see anybody, lose their life over this, guys. Dan Westfall says YouTuber Jay Snip doing a good job for exposing this. Yeah, Jay Snip this morning, he clapped at his homies at the Three Amigos. He called out Bitcoin Ben. He called out Big Swear. He called out Cliff High, and says that they're doing nothing but fear mongering. You may want to check that, because Jay Snip, I'm not always on his page either, and I think he's not taking it that serious. But some of his amigos are freaking out, and I think I'm not on the fear train here, guys. I'm not. Rafterman says, who in here knows anyone that had the COVID, yet alone someone who's died? I don't know anyone that's had the COVID, but my wife does in New York. Some people that are on her Facebook that they formerly worked with her, so I don't even know. But look, go on the ground, and I'll tell you this. I mean, I know someone that lives in Queens, okay, and they went to Elmhurst Hospital just last week. It did the walk around. They did the live stream. There is no lines out there, and it's looking like a normal day. I passed by the local hospital here, 2 different local hospitals. There's not one person in line. So, I mean, if there's millions of people that are going to die soon, I mean, I would expect to see a little people online, right? I mean, I don't know, right? Where would they be going? And I don't know if this is true or not, but Snip was talking about CDC guidelines or something that, or alluding to that a lot of people that are that are dying, they're just saying that they've died from COVID. Like if they've died from influenza, they may have mistakenly labeled it as COVID. I don't know if that's true or not, but what I've heard is that deaths from an influenza and other things have actually gone down. The unknown is the biggest fear, and governments are hearing horror studies of people being burned alive in China. I heard about that too. Queen says, 3 people personally that have died and 3 that still haven't now. It's bad in Queens, but now I'm hearing the hospitals are empty and the media saying they're full. Queens, I know someone that lives in, what's the neighborhood? Jackson Heights. And they went over there to Elmhurst Hospital, which is not too far away from Jackson Heights. And I seen, I know this person personally. They did the live stream, straight up live, walking around the block in Elmhurst Hospital. And Elmhurst is supposedly ground zero. Okay, supposedly ground. So if it's ground zero, you would expect to be seeing at least like a line outside. But I didn't see. It looked like a normal day. Main Event says, yes, they admitted they are counting any death as COVID if there's a trace in their system. Right. That's what I've heard. That, if there's any trace of anything that you would have had an influenza maybe 3-4 years ago that you test for those antibodies, they may just throw you in the COVID list too. Rafterman says, Queens gave you a $3 super chat. I missed that one. Okay. Thank you so much. I'm taking Rafterman's good word for it. Thank you so much for the $3. I appreciate it. Queens out there. Hopefully you're holding strong. Queens Racist says, yeah, Jackson Heights Elmhurst Hospital is empty right now, but the media is lying. The only time there was a line was the week of testing. Right. That's what I'm saying, guys. So, for you people out there waiting for you guys are watching the news too much. Go outside and go to your local hospital and tell me if there's anybody there. And I'm telling you that I seen with my own eyes, someone that I know go to Elmhurst, which is supposedly ground zero, and the traffic there didn't look like any more than a normal day. So I don't know. Maybe inside there's something going on. I don't know. I like that one. Main Event says, best quote heard lately was Bill Gates couldn't even protect Windows from viruses. How could he protect us? Wow. That's funny. That's funny. So you got Bitcoin there sitting there at 73.15. Let's look at the coin market cap and see if how these altcoins are looking. I got my eyes on the altcoins. Once Bitcoin's halving passes, once this Rona passes, I got a feeling that the altcoins will have a good night. Bitcoin there at 73.03. Ether at 170. Ripple there at 19 cents. Bitcoin Cash at 261. Bitcoin Satoshi Vision's garbage. Litecoin at 46. EOS at 273. Binance at 59 cents. Tesla's making a move today at 211. But the mover and shaker today is Chainlink. I did get an email from the Gemini exchange. Apparently they're going to support Chainlink, BAT token, amongst others. Chainlink's up 19, almost 20% today at $3.42. You got Stellar at 5 cents, Leo at 102, and Monero at $58. Now I heard that the CEO of Coinbase is expecting privacy tokens to move. He's bullish on privacy tokens, or he's positive on them. Champ, did you see the interview with David Icke in London Rio? This has been the only videos that make sense. Yeah, it's not. There's more than one. There was one a couple weeks ago, and he brought him back this week. They got it took down, and it's very close in line with what we've been talking about here for a while. There is a small cult that runs things, and they'll do what they can to power grab, in my opinion. And the fact that they took down that video so quick is more proof to lead you to believe that what David Icke is saying has some truth to it. No visitors either. Hospital will be looking normal, says Rafterman. Right. And, I think it's important, if you're going to go outside, take a cruise by your local hospital, see if there's actually people there. Forget about what the news and the MSM's telling you. They're going to be here, there. They're going to be all over the place. All the people All the people that got sick were around Jackson Heights, but my friend's sister died in the Bronx. She was on so many meds because she had lived a liver transplant. Also very overweight. Yeah. Yeah, I know someone that lives in Jackson Heights. A very good associate of mine. And this gentleman's like, this is an exaggeration. And this is someone that's in Jackson Heights telling me that it's an exaggeration. Okay, so that's an opinion. CryptoZilla says, I've been to all these places in mainland China is a very hard place to wrap your head around. It's basically an open North Korea, but they control everything and anyone against them is taken out. Yeah, they're not playing games. They're violating human rights and China banned Winnie the Pooh simply because it was being used to make fun of the leader. A cute girl was singing the national anthem kind of funny way, got arrested. Oh yeah, I'm not surprised. They're not playing games out there. That's why, if there's an escalation with China, we got to watch out because they got more people than us and they don't care about their people. They'll sick them on us.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, say hi. Say hi. Say hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
There you go. It's the little boomer out here. What is that? This is the funny bunny. One more bunny. One more bunny. Press it. So, yeah, he likes the funny bunny. The little man. The baby champ, the little baby boomette is here. No, that was the little boomer. He hasn't gotten his man voice yet. Yeah, that was the little boomer. The boomette is here too, but she wasn't making any noise. Champ Jr., yeah, Champ Jr. He likes the bunny when he sees the bunny come out. And it's fun. It is funny bunny because he watches the Mickey Mouse, one of the Mickey Mouse, and there's a character called Funny Bunny Pete. And that was just a complete coincidence. And now he's like, Funny Bunny. It's quite Funny Bunny. Oh, my bad, the baby boomer. That's all good. Yeah, he hasn't hit puberty yet, so his voice is not deep yet. Let's take a peek over here to D Live, and see what's going on D Live. Nano Joe won, I think, yesterday, right? Was it Nano Joe that won yesterday? CryptoZilla just dropped me 10. CryptoZilla always showing love. I appreciate you out there, CryptoZilla. Maybe one day I take a trip to Japan and we live stream out there. MSM fear-mongering levels at 100%. No, it's way past 100%. This guy's CryptoZilla says, and those that cry for mainland China about any racism, you are their sucker. They give negative 1 million crap about anyone except Han Chinese followers. Yeah, that's obvious to me. I can see that. Marlon says, not to show, I'm making $15 to $25 staking. Wink. Okay. I'm not interested in the little tokens. I know you are, but I'm not. I'm not interested in the little tokens or the casino and stuff like that. But I know you are, and I'm not mad at it. IMF says it anticipates the world economy will have the worst economic fallout since the Great Depression, says Albert Ward. Yeah, I've heard the projections. But what's funny, I was just checking out Jerome Powell. That meeting's probably done. It was going on live on Zoom and everything right now. And they asked him about inflation. Let me click on this Walmart ad. Guys, look, Walmart is using the Brave browser right now to send ads. This is bullish for BAT. Anyhow, they asked him about inflation. He says the Fed is not concerned about inflation. They're not concerned. It's like not concerned. So I don't know. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. People are gambling big time on these casinos during lockdown. I wouldn't doubt it. Just like they are on the markets there. Martin says, just saying, yeah, that's why I read your comment, because, if I'm not interested, maybe somebody else is. Me personally, I'm not with the casinos. I'm not with the little baby altcoins at that moment, but I'm not mad at you. Champ, I'm really starting to hate the other YouTube channels. They add to the fear, and as they always get views through fear and false discussion. They just ramble about anything, about nothing. Well, it's the same thing that MSM does, guys. It's easier to sell fear. It's like so easy to sell fear. You got to understand these channels, the number one thing they're looking for is views. Okay? That's what runs the, if you're in media, that's the number one thing they're looking for. It's just like if you're in crypto, the number one thing you're looking for is Bitcoin gains. But they're in media, so they're looking for views. And what drives views, guys? Clickbait. You guys know the deal. So, I try to go another route. I just try to provide different value, because the truth is, guys, I'm not here because of the money. It's obvious, like, that, obviously I get something out of the channel, but, the channel is not netting enough for me to, support the whole fam with this thing. So this is more of a labor of love and, doing what I like, CryptoZilla says it starts with socialist programs are great. Just let us manage the schools and healthcare, and grows from there. Nobody votes to become commies, right? And that's why I feel some type of way. Just even with this lockdown, it's just like they're telling everybody to. The government is acting like your health is their responsibility. And I don't think that's the case. If I'm not mistaken, there's probably a Supreme Court case out there that's ruled that the government's is not responsible for your health. They're not. And if you want them to be responsible for your health, they're going to be responsible for a lot of other things. You should be responsible for yourself. If you're scared of the Rona, and then stay home. Every other channel, I promise, if I see them in person. Yeah, you're talking about these YouTube channels, and I was very surprised that Jay Snip clapped at Bitcoin Ben and Bix and Cliff, because I subscribe to all of them, and I used to pay attention a lot more to Cliff. But I'm gonna be honest. Cliff with the fear mongering and with the damn web bot, and this, like, enough with that, guys. I at first I was like, oh, maybe he's got something here, but I wrote that off a long time ago. That's, to me, is all BS, in my opinion. He seems like a nice guy, though, and I hope that he pulls through with whatever health condition he has. And then even you got Bix with the road to Ruta theory. This guy, it's a comic book theory. He thinks that the good guys are going to save everybody. I try to explain to you people, if you're waiting for saving, if you want to be saved, Jesus Christ will save you. Nobody else. Not some comic book character in the Fed. But, I like his channel too. I watch. And I watch Snip too, and I think he's a little wild, and he's completely like thinking it's all BS, and he's like not concerned about anything. So you had his homeboy saying like, oh, you need to calm down. It's like, I don't even know why I'm covering all this. But anyhow, he called them out. I ride with Snippy even though I'm not 100% with Q. I'm not with Q at all. Yeah, he's kind of Q-ish as well too. So I'll put up the Twitter and whatever because their alternative is a race to the bottom. I'll put up with the Twitter and whatever because the alternative is a race to the bottom. I agree, CryptoZilla. The corona's killing the green market. Someone send the bull some greenery. But apparently, it's still an essential service. You know, so the cannabis is still an essential service. So I mean, the supply should still be out there unless everybody bought it out like toilet paper. But my understanding is that cannabis is still an essential service. So I would assume that the supply chain is still there. Why have all the churches bowed down to the government's request? Well, not all of them, but a significant amount. And my understanding is that they arrested some pastor out there in Florida for holding service. I'm sure that he's going to win in court if he, you know, I'm going to keep an eye on that. But I was looking at the mandate, and the mandates or the guidelines, they vary from municipality, so from state to state and from county to county. But even some of these counties with stay-at-home orders. I was reading, and it's, you know, I don't think that the state can mandate a close of the church. I don't know. I think that in the case of this pastor, he was out there in Florida, I think. So he was in Tampa, and I think he was arrested by the city or by the county, but the state of Florida mandate doesn't require or can't shut down churches, is my understanding. So I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what the legality is, but you know, they are bowing down. I'll tell you that much. They are bowing down. And you know, on the other hand, is that a lot of people are being prudent because they don't know if it's real or not, you know, or if this threat is as bad as they say it's going to be. You know, you got people even in this chat box that are still expecting millions of deaths. So the fear is palpable. You know, it's out there. So you know, some people are legitimately freaked out. It seems like they put their faith more in Dr. Fauci than in their own church. Chainlink, WTF. Yeah, Chainlink booming today. How about it? It's up like 20%. Let's look at the linkers. It's back. The linkers. It's like the top memer of all time here, 343. I agree with you, CryptoZilla. I'm not in the U.S., but I'd keep the barking dog who knows how to be a boomer. The world is going to need a rough and tough rebuilder, and the PC crowd needs to sit down and get out the way. That's right. I agree. You still got people, you know, they want to blame China. Then you got the other people trying to blame Donnie, back and forth. You know, people blaming capitalism, this, that, and the third. We just got to get back to work, guys. Okay? We got to start, you know, stop pointing fingers and improving ourselves. Top 10? Is it top 10 already, Anonymous? It's number 11, right? Maybe a top 10er. Keep an eye on the linkers. Don't act like the champ didn't tell you about Link when it was 30 cents. And we rode the Link train for a while, and then we got off the train with some profits. He said, that's next. Yeah, it may be. I mean, Chainlink has a strong community, and that Google partnership seems to have driven the price pretty well. Let's check out D-Live over here, guys. 4 people over there on D-Live. I'm going to drop 50 tokens into the treasure chest. Make sure you head over there. In just a moment, I'm going to do a redistribution. Nano Joe just joined yesterday, and he won the first day he joined. So, you know, that could be you. I have a link to join right there in the description. Are people worried about their feeling? But trust me, the CCP doesn't have feelings like you do. They play people for a fool, but it's communist China first above all. That's right. And you know what? I mean, I'm not even mad at them. You know, if they want to put their party first, then that's what I expect them to do. You know, if you're in charge, you want to put your crew first. I get it. And I don't like the crew, and I'm not trying to follow them, but I'm not surprised that that's what they're trying to do. Just like people getting mad at Donnie when he doesn't speak positively about crypto and Bitcoin. That's not his crew. His crew is the USD. He's going to pump the USD. I mean, what do you expect? Link pumps randomly, but definitely a good swing trade. I sold 300 at 333. I didn't think it was going to go higher. Sucks, but whatever. Where's it at right now? At 343. Yeah, I mean, listen, you know, at least you got some gains. Don't get mad if don't be greedy. And I'm not calling you greedy, but I'm just saying for everybody, if you've gotten some good gains, don't be like, well, I could have gotten more. Yeah, you could have, should have, would have. You could have also lost more. So, you know, if you're in the green, be happy. And that comment's not directly at Queens. It's just a general statement. You know, if you're in the green, be happy. But yeah, guys, as this Rona thing is it's gonna come to a pass. I mean, it may take a little longer than April 30th. We may be extended to May. I don't know. Let's see. Anything could happen. But you know, I'm of the mind that you may be surprised. You know, you may be surprised. This may even make the dollar stronger. Okay, as much as some people may not even understand that, this has made the dollar stronger because it's weakened a lot of other currencies and it made people flee into the dollar. So let's see what happens. And let's see, you know, if the tools of the Fed, like they said, that they're going to do everything they can to maintain their power, guys. And if they have to resort to violence, they will. They have, and they continue to do so. So, you know, think about that. Think about that. And because of that, I wouldn't be surprised if the markets keep going up. This is a market that's difficult to bet against. I mean, the fundamentals are not there. You know, it's all manipulated. But you're looking at a very powerful entity. When the military-industrial complex and the central bank is a very powerful entity, whether you like it or not, guys. And if they go at it with China, I don't know. I mean, whose side are you going to take? I'm not going on the commie side. I'll bet against the Chinese companies. Queen says, yeah, it's chilling in Tether right now, but I bought under $2. Oh, you bought under $2 and you got rid of it at 333. You're doing all right then. Don't get mad. Don't get mad there. That's nice. Even if it goes to $4, don't even feel bad. Japan is at the core. At the core is that way, but very nice. And it took a great ass beating to learn this. They said after lessons of the past when the people gave up power to rule, which leads to fascist expansion and forceful control where the average people could not disagree with the government. So no force down, lockdown here. So shout out to Japan. Let me shout out. I was mentioning yesterday. I like Japan. I like the attitude of Japan. I'm bullish on Japan out here. Shout out to Japan. Kaboom. Let me drop a bomb on them. I like Japan. No forced lockdown over there. I like that. They're not acting funny bunny. Bitcoin price predicted to hit 20,000 in 2020 by BitMEX CEO. Let's see what they got to say over here. BitMEX CEO price prediction at 20K. Arthur Hayes says that 20,000 remains his year-end target, but another plunge to $3,000 could happen. Okay, you got Bitcoin price still on track to hit its all-time high of 20,000, says CEO Arthur Hayes in the new Crypto Traders Digest, which was published on April 9th. Hayes claims that it remains his year-end target despite historic March slump. He also says $3,000 could still happen. As reported by You Today, Hayes claimed that Bitcoin would not revisit the 3,000 reiterated that the top cryptocurrency could climb to 20,000. So he says, no, it's not going to revisit 3,000. The timing of his post couldn't be worse, given that it was published right before Bitcoin price took a 48% haircut in 24 hours. Now, Hayes doesn't rule out Bitcoin could even go lower if stocks get clobbered. If stocks get clobbered again. What have I been saying, guys? BTC's following in the wake of the stocks. Could the price retest 3,000? Absolutely. If the S&P SPX rolls over and tests 2,000, expect all asset classes to puke again. And then you got Mike Novogratz on the same page. Let me drop this if you guys want to read it. I don't believe that. I mean, listen. I mean, if the stock starts ripping and we're back, to S&P at 3,000, that may positively impact the price, but I don't know about 20K. I think that's a little high. Let me be honest with you. If anyone should know where the BTC price is going, it's Arthur Hayes. He and BitMEX control the price. Or you could also look at it that he's shilling for Bitcoin because that's his business. He's not going to tell you guys that Bitcoin's going to do bad. That's not good for his business. So he's going to shill for his business. He wants volume, So, I don't know. I don't believe in this 20,000. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not on board. Now, I do believe that the price will go up as we approach the halving, but I'm not buying into the 20K. I can't even make any price predictions past the summer right now, guys. This is way too volatile right now. We got to get over the halving. We got to get over the Rona. The only way I could see a 20,000 is if this Rona is completely behind us and like the stock market starts soaring back to all-time highs. Then maybe, but it's going to take a little while. Queens likes Japan because they have good car parts. There you go. Queens likes the Japanese cars, huh? How Bitcoin's current up move compares to previous bull traps. Okay. Bitcoin price has been increasing at a steep slope since March 13th. It has moved above the upper Bollinger Band and has almost reached its 200-day moving average. Previous instances when this same happened were followed by rapid decreases. So this is a bullish article. Despite the massive increase, not everyone is convinced that Bitcoin has already reached the bottom. One such individual is crypto trader Crypto Capo. That's funny. How long has this guy been around? Because I've used that term before. My crypto capos. What's up with that? Anyhow, Crypto Capo over there outlined a Bitcoin chart that shows the price movement since 2017. And he shows that after all these major movements, it goes down. So you see a little pump here, a little pump there, a little pump there. It was all downward trend. And this may be the final pump before the halving dump, perhaps, maybe. He's calling them bull traps. In it, Capo has outlined 8 separate time periods that show huge upward movements that were followed by a rapid decrease in Bitcoin's history. Therefore, he makes the suggestion that the current rally will end in a similar breakdown. I think so. I think that we're going to, we're rallying up. We're going to touch a top before the halving, and then there's going to be a sell-off. And then maybe, sometime after the halving, it'll go back up again. But, right now, if I had to call it, and again, this is all opinion, these things can change. I would see, a path to 8,000, somewhere around there, then a sell-off, maybe a sell-off, and we can go back into the 6, even 5K range. I don't know. But, to go to 20K, I don't know. Chainlink is up 50% this week. Yeah, I don't know what's up. Could someone give me some information as to why Chainlink's booming so much? The first 3 upward moves outlined in a tweet transpired in February, April, July of 2018. There are several characteristics that were present in each of them. Upward move had a slope steeper than 50%. High prior to the breakdown was outside of the upper Bollinger Band, and the moves retraced by 100% after breaking down. And you could see, it's been a downtrend. It goes up, breaks down, it goes up, breaks down. So, maybe we follow the similar trend. To conclude, the current upward move that began in March 13th shares several similarities to previous bull traps that ended with major decreases. The likeliest place for Bitcoin to reach a top will be near 7,900, which would also be a validation of the 200-day moving average as resistance. It's kind of what I've been saying. I was like, yeah, we've been going around 8,000. I don't really see, to go to 9 is a lot less likely. So, yeah, maybe we top off around 79, 8. And then, we have a pullback again. There's a possibility. There's a possibility. I'm going to keep my eyes on this. Nevertheless, though, I still think that there's some room to grow from this price at 72. I still think that we're still in an upward trajectory before we hit that resistance. Mic check. Okay, well, I'm back on. I just kicked the mic off I unplugged the mic by mistake. So you guys can read me? Let me make sure my mic's still, my mic's good. But yeah, that's what's going on. What was I saying? So yeah, I think that there's a possibility we may hit that resistance around 8,000. Hopefully it's a little above 8,000, but yeah, 8,000 seems about right. Maybe 79. And Chris P says no sound. Is there sound now? Well, if there's sound now, you won't be able to, if there's no sound, you won't be able to hear me. Let me write this. Mic check. Mock check. Okay, sound good. Mic check. Okay. I see you there. Sounds good. Yeah, I just kicked the microphone. I unplugged it by mistake. Anyhow, yeah. There we are, guys. I'm keeping my eyes, so my targets here are around 8,000. So, targets for the short term for Bitcoin is about 79, 8,000. If we're lucky, closer to 9, but I doubt it. Champ, let me get back to work. I hear you loud and clear. Shout out to Queens. Stay safe out there, Queens. Stay safe out there. And, nothing but love. God bless. Back to your essential job. But listen, you're driving trucks. It is an essential job. We appreciate your work. You're delivering the goods. Keep doing it. You as well, Queens. Let me check out. So we've been streaming for over an hour. I'm going to go ahead and tune it down. I'll take a few more comments and questions. I want to go back to that Robinhood and look at. I'm going to keep an eye on gold. Not gold, on oil, and I'll keep you up to date. I did a play on the USO, which is this one right here, U.S. Oil Fund. Can you see it? So right before the broadcast, on somewhere around here, I bought in. Well, I didn't buy. I placed a bid on a call option. So let's see if that got filled and how it's going to behave. So I'll keep you guys up to date. And I told you my intent is to do more than one video per day, as I have been. So I'll keep you guys up to date here. If you guys want to get a free stock, join Robinhood using my link down below. When you join, you don't have to spend anything. You don't even have to fund the account with any money. You can get a free stock. And if you use the link that I have, they give me a free stock too. So you get one, I get one. And that's the reason I'm mentioning it, because we both win. And you don't have to spend anything. So that's what's going on. And you could buy Bitcoin over there on Robinhood as well. Now, that one's KYC. That one's, straight down the pipe. So if you're not interested in KYC, and if you're not interested in KYC, it's probably not for you. That's about it, guys. I think we hit all the beats. Oh, we didn't do did we do a redistribution? No, we didn't. Wow, Denny Markham just donated a diamond. Boom. Thank you so much, Denny. Let me drop a bomb here. That's 100 lemons. Let me drop another 50 in the box just because. Thank you so much. So all the lemons that Denny put in the box that donated me. I'm putting them back in the treasury chest, the champagne treasury chest. I'm about to do a redistribution of lemons right now. Thank you so much to Denny Markham. Never seen you before, and he says keep up the good work. I appreciate the lemons. Thank you very much, sir. Let's make it happen right now. There's 99 lemons in the treasure chest that will be distributed right now. Make sure you head over there to dlive.tv and let's get it on and popping, guys. Click claim rewards. $30 seconds. 20 seconds. Boom. See who the lucky boomers are. dlive.tv/champagne crypto. Lucky winners today are CryptoZilla, Nano Joe, and Crypto Fanboy. Have I ever seen you before, Crypto Fanboy? Welcome to the box. You got 21 lemons. Nano Joe won again today. That's 2 in a row there, Nano. You got 29 lemons. You got CryptoZilla with 51 lemons. Thank you so much to all you guys for participating. Thank you to Denny for that diamond. That was unexpected. And then we got CryptoZilla that gave me 10 lemons. Thank you so much. Let me drop another bomb for you guys. We do this every single live stream where we redistribute the lemons on DLive. Let me encourage you to join DLive. It's an alternative to YouTube. It's blockchain, crypto friendly. So do it now. I don't understand why you're not doing it. It's free to join, and you can probably get a lemon for participating in the chat. This chat also works as an open chat room or a Discord, I guess, or however you want to call it, where if I'm not online and you want to communicate with me or the boomers, this is a public message board where you can put links or, just this chat box is always open, in other words. So, drop it there. And I'm always checking it. Got the oil fund dropping now. Now the oil's dropping. So let's see what's going on. I don't know what happened with those news, but USO is going down. Let's see how Chevron's looking. It's going down a little bit too. So let me go ahead and keep my eyes on this. But yeah, guys, check out all the links down below. And I should be back tomorrow. I know tomorrow's Good Friday and there's not going to be any trading on the legacy markets, but maybe we go over there and still talk online here. Yeah, I should run that live stream. I want to get more videos out, so yeah, I'm going to do that. And then we got Easter Sunday, so hopefully I have faith that that'll bring us some good vibrations. On that note, guys, stay strong. Make sure you're exercising. I know you can't go to the gym and put weight on the bar, but you can take a jog. You can do some sit-ups, some push-ups, some pull-ups. You can do something. So don't make any excuses there, guys. Right now is the time. Stay strong out there, guys. It's your favorite live streamer's favorite live streamer, Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in.